Hey, Mason, congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sure. Were you at all surprised to go so early, or what were your conversations like with the Bruins?
I had really good conversations with a bunch of different guys. I had probably 35, 40-minute phone call with Mr. Sweeney at one point this summer, and just a lot of good things. I had a good feeling. I was confident, but, you never know what's going to happen in the draft. Obviously, dream come true to get picked to Boston Bruins, Original Six organization. It's kind of just surreal right now.
Thank you.
We'll go next to Dan Roach.
Hey, Mason, congratulations. Just a thought on take us a little bit further from when you got the phone call, what it was like to hear your name called, and what was it like to celebrate that moment with your family?
Obviously, something you dream about as a little kid. So it happened today. It's pretty special. Actually, I was at the rink with all my teammates, and my mom and dad were here watching it on the big screen, kind of in the lounge. So they read my name, and all my teammates and went crazy. And it's definitely a moment I'll remember for the rest of my life.
We'll go next to Matt Porter.
Hey, Mason, echoing those congratulations. I'm wondering if you could tell us a little bit about your background, where you grew up, and, what brought you to Green Bay.
Mm-hmm. So growing up, my dad coached professional hockey, semi-professional hockey. And so I was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and then moved to Reading, Pennsylvania at a young age. He was coaching in the East Coast League there. Then decided to move. I was 7 or 8. We decided to move to Madison, Wisconsin, where I grew up playing for the Madison Capitals. Decided to go to Culver as a sophomore in high school, and got drafted by Waterloo, traded to Green Bay, and got here last year. It was just a really good fit with Coach Mikish and the whole organization. Had a good year, and excited to be back for another one here.
And what's your dad's name?
David Lohrei.
David Lohrei. Okay, great.
We'll go next to Mike Loftus.
So your dad was coaching the Kingfish one day, was he?
Yes, he was.
All right. Hey, would you, just by looking at numbers at Culver and last year in Green Bay, it looks like, you've got a decent amount of offense to your game. Can you describe, how you like to play?
Yeah. I'd consider myself, two-way defenseman, pretty skilled. I take a lot of pride in how I defend the rush, how I defend in my own zone, shutting things down and making good breakout passes to forward. But then, once that happens, then the fun stuff begins. I get to jump up in the play and get pucks back. Use my skill. And then I see myself as I can play in all situations, 5-on-5, power play, penalty kill, stuff like that. Start games, finish games. I think I'm just pretty simple player overall. I like to kind of control the game when I'm out there and when I have the puck. And, that's pretty much it.
Great. Thanks.
Yep.
We'll go next to Kevin DuPont.
Hey, Mason, just a couple of quick sort of homeworking pieces first. You're headed to Ohio State, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And when does that start?
Next year I'll go there. So next year in the fall.
So Green Bay for now.
Yep, Green Bay this season.
Okay. And there's been a couple of Wisconsin kids lately for the Bruins come to mind, Bjork and I think Frederick. Mm-hmm. Do you know any of those kids who have come through or?
I don't know those two, but my roommate in Green Bay, actually, Jake Schmaltz, he was a pick last year in the draft. We grew up together. We played youth football together in Madison. So he was right next to me when I got picked, and big hug from him.
Okay, and also you said you talked to Don Sweeney a bit. Usually they let kids know where they think they have to improve most in their base game, and be it skating or shooting or whatever. Give you any indication where you've got to grow?
Yeah, definitely physical play. Just, I've been getting bigger and stronger. I've been pretty raw my whole life, and now starting to fill out and things are coming together. But definitely just that physical side of the game. Being able to throw hits and separate body from the puck, and then that's just going to help with everything else. So definitely that physicality.
I see you listed as 6'4", 200.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Go next to Jimmy Murphy.
Hey Mason, how you doing?
Doing well. How about you?
Good, man. Congratulations. Just wondering, as you're kind of watching this, did it take you by surprise that you went this high?
Not really. I mean, like I said, I had good conversations with a lot of different guys from the Bruins, and you see them come up on board, and there's just kind of a little feeling in your stomach, and then they start to say from the Green Bay Gamblers, and it grows a little more, and then they finally say your name, and it's real. So
that's great. I want to know too. I mean, what have you watched of the Bruins, and I guess what was your favorite NHL club growing up?
Growing up, I probably, like I said, I lived in Pennsylvania for probably, from when I was 1 to 8, so definitely Pittsburgh Penguins were my favorite. But over the past couple of years here, I've really enjoyed watching the Bruins just because they've been so dominant over the years. Obviously, great organization, and so excited to be going there.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Just a reminder to media, if you no longer have a question, please put your hand back down. We'll go next to Logan Mullen.
Hey, Mason, congratulations. I saw last year you went to Vegas's development camp. I know you kind of touched on a question about your conversations with the Bruins and where you had to grow, but what was it like taking part in an NHL development camp, and what kind of feedback were you getting from a NHL coaching staff?
Yeah, obviously just amazing experience to go there last year. I learned so many things about what it takes to be a pro and what I would have to do in order to, get drafted this year. And I took a lot of those things to heart. Just nutrition, weights, working out, stuff like that, and then just how you act around the rink, how you treat your teammates, stuff like that. And then the hockey side of it, I think I just learned that, beginning of camp, I wasn't super confident, and then as I started to play more, I gained some confidence and felt like I belonged out there. But yeah, definitely just that, being more physical is something from that camp that I learned a lot. Something I'm really trying to implement in my game now.
We'll go next to Scott McLaughlin.
Hey, Mason, congratulations. Are there any NHL players that you kind of model your game after, or that you look at as players that you try to take something from?
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's necessarily one guy that I model my game after, but I do love watching a lot of the young guys in the league, a lot of the young defensemen, and just taking things from their game. So guys I watch pretty much anytime they're playing is Dahlin, Hughes, Makar. I like Sanheim in Philadelphia. I like watching McAvoy, Sergachev, just all those guys, just taking little bits and pieces and trying to apply that to my game.
We'll go back to Dan Roach for a quick follow-up.
Hey, Mason, just a dumb TV question. How do you pronounce your last name? How do you want it pronounced?
It's Lohrei.
Lohrei?
Yep.
Awesome. And then if you could give us a self-scouting report, what would you say how your game comes across? What do you like best about your game, and what do we look forward to watching you?
Yeah, definitely just, reliable two-way defenseman, skilled, makes smart plays all over the ice. Like I said, I take a lot of pride in defending both the rush and in my own zone, and then making breakout passes. So pretty simple, but have skill and like to be offensive too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go back to Kevin DuPont.
Mason, part of their mantra here with drafting kids is that the draftee will ultimately determine his trajectory to the NHL, whether they want to go to college for a year or two and then come out. And that's sometimes what the player thinks. Sometimes the parents are banging the table. They want their son to go for 4 years.
Yeah.
What would you like out of this? I mean, I know you're 18, 19 years old. It's impossible to tell, but what would you like?
Yeah. I mean, growing up, my dream's always been to play in the NHL, and I think, whenever that can happen, whenever the Boston Bruins see fit for me to, come into the organization, I think, I'll be ready. And whether that's, 1, 2, 3, 4 years of college, I'm not too worried about it. I just, try and stay the course here, get better every day, and whatever happens is going to happen. So.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll take our final question from Mike Loftus.
Mason, I will confess, first of all, to ignorance about, understanding these things, late birth dates, early birth dates. Were you eligible last year too for the draft?
Yes, I was eligible.
Okay. So, and then this year at the midway, NH Central Scouting didn't have you ranked. Were you, what were these last couple of years, like for you waiting to get drafted?
Yeah. I mean, for sure, obviously I felt like I was being overlooked. But it's the way things go. It was never on any of the Central Scoutings until the final one this season. But I think, when coaches and scouts get in the rink and they see you play, it's a whole lot different. You get to meet them and they get a feel for who you are as a person and what your game's like. So I wouldn't say it was a struggle not being on lists or not getting drafted. Kind of just, kept my head down and went to work every day because I knew that, that this would come. And, here we are. Couldn't be happier.
Great. Thanks a lot. Congratulations. Good for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.